Well, the City School Board of Education regular board meeting has now been called to order at 6:45 p.m. I do apologize for the delay, but we're gonna go through our agenda and we're gonna start with our mission statement. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We can read together. The mission of the Florida City School District is to create and maintain a highly effective educational system in which every student receives the highest quality education. School employees and parents work together to prepare students to become caring, competent, and responsible citizens who value education as a lifelong process. Thank you. Next, we will review the agenda, and I need approval. Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
Okay, it has been motioned and properly second to approve tonight's agenda. Are there any questions? I do have a question. Well, I would like to have 8A pool and postpone. So can I get a motion to postpone 8A?
I make a motion to postpone 8A SRO contract to a later meeting.
Okay. Okay, it's been motioned and properly second to pull the 8A SRO contract to the next meeting. And it's been properly second. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. And 8A has been pulled from the consent agenda. Next item, or can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda with the change?
I make a motion to approve the agenda with the additions or deletions.
Okay, it's been motion and properly second to approve the agenda with the omitted or deleted line item. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, agenda has been approved. Next item is open session approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes, to include the minutes from the board retreat?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, including board retreat meeting minutes.
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and properly second to approve the minutes for our previous meetings from last month, including the board retreat minutes. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The minutes have been approved. Next item, recognition and upcoming school events, new hires, Mrs. Angela Lee Easter.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Board Chair, Vice Chair, board members, superintendent, and this wonderful community. Welcome to another opportunity to hear the great things that are going on here at Florida City Schools. I will begin the recognitions and acknowledgements with Weldon Elementary School, Lily Farrell. Come on up, Lily. Mom and Dad, come on up with Lily is an enthusiastic and joyful learner who embraces new experiences in the classroom. She consistently puts forth the effort and takes pride in her growth and achievement. Congratulations. Our next recognition, I would like to congratulate Weldon Middle School, Kamari Barnes, 7th grade. Kamari Barnes has been named Student of the Month, and we are proud to celebrate his outstanding character, commitment to learning. Kamari is a respectful and mannerable young man who consistently demonstrates kindness and responsibility throughout his school day. Right there.
Congratulations, congratulations. You did a good job. Take care.
Our next acknowledgement will be Wiley Tyson, 10th grade from Weldon High School. Wiley demonstrates a positive attitude each day he's at school. Wiley shows a strong commitment to academic success. His classmates refer to him as the ticket for his cleverness. He comes to class prepared, participates, and shows respect towards the staff and his peers. Thank you. And our next recognition will be from Ronald Valley Early College, 11th grade, Cameron Bird. Cameron is a junior at Ronald Valley Early College. He exemplifies what it means to be a model student and leader. He has been selected to attend government school this summer, an honor that reflects both his academic dedication and strong character. Cameron is consistently on the honor roll, well-mannered, maintains excellent attendance, and treats peers and staff with genuine respect. He carries himself with poise and professionalism, Next we all have on our agenda is our public forum. Dr. Boone, do we have anyone for public forum tonight? No. Okay. Next we have reports, and we'll start with the superintendent's report from Dr. Tammy Boone.
All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Dr. Boyd.
So we are delighted to start this evening with our Weldon Elementary School students. Mrs. Eze and her students are going to give us something. Hey.
Good afternoon. Hello, my name is Jakira Jackson, and I am the 5th grade math club president elected by my 5th grade peers. Today, I will tell you about our multiplication facts math club. Our club started in August 2026 to help students master their multiples 2 through 12. Admission meant you must know all your multiples. At first, it was small, but soon 64% of the class joined the club. We played games, do challenges, and work together in math fluency. We started to feel more confident in math, challenged on our friends and other classmates to master their multiples, and we wore our math medals with pride. This showcase demonstrates how much we have learned. Thank you. 12 times 1 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 12 times 3 is 36, 12 times 4 is 48, 12 times 5 is 60, 12 times 6 is 72, 12 times 7 is 84, 12 times 8 is 96, 12 times 9 is 108, 12 times 10, 120, 12 times 11, 132, 12 times 12, 144. 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14, 7 times 3 is 21, 7 times 4 is 28, 7 times 5 is 35, 7 times 6 is 42, 7 times 7 is 49, 7 times 8 56, 7 times 9 63, 7 times 10 70, 7 times 11 77, 7 times 12 84, 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5, 20, 4 times 6, 24, 4 times 7, 28, 4 times 8, 32, 4 times 9, 36, 4 times 10, 40, 4 times 11, 44, 4 times 12, 48. 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 40, 30, 10 times 4 is 40, 10 times 5 is 50, 10 times 6 is 60, 10 times 7 is 70, 10 times 8 is 80, 10 times 9 is 90, 10 times 10 is 100, 10 times 11 is 110, 10 times 12 is 120. One day, a student faced a big problem. 24 divided by 6, I'm stuck. Sounds like you need the math club. We love math. Brianna, 24 divided by 6 means how many groups of 6 is in 24? 6, 12, 18, 24. There's 4. The answer is 4. The answer is 4. My name is Melody Freeman, and what I think of the math club is that it helps me improve my grades, and it helps me be better at math, and it makes me feel good to be able to be a part of something that can help me now, and when I be an adult, it can help you skip count and count money, and it also feels good to know my multiples.
My name is Shiny Smile. Today I'll be presenting what the math club means to me. The math club means a lot to me because I started out only marked ones, and ever since I entered the math club, now I know ones all the way to 12. It makes me feel good, and I feel accomplished that I can get better in math.
My name is Danae Lynch, and I will be teaching you what the math club is and how it helps me. The math club help. Why the math club helps me. At first, I started off with just knowing my twos, and I got better as I got nominated as to the math club. When I was in the math club, my teacher and my friends taught me how to go all the way to my 12s. Now I know all the way to my 12s, and I will know as until I get older.
The Best Math Club signing out.
Great job, guys. Great job. Oh, yeah.
Good job, good job. Can we give them another hand clap? Thank you, Ms. Eze. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Lee. At this time, we would also like to have presentations from the middle school and the high school. We'll let the students do it. That way I won't get it mixed up. Ms. Angel Martin and Mr. Aiden Bell are coming up to do presentations. I think if you can, it should be coming up in just a second.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Angel Martin. And today I will be presenting to you Logan Middle School and Logan High School. Starting June 8th to July 2nd, we will have a summer enrichment. This is allowing students to get extra help if needed. We are excited to see who participates.
ELG kickoff will allow students to get into the spirit for the end of the year. Principals and teachers are very proud of their students and wish to see you there. Food trucks, games, and bonding. Angel and I made some recommendations to make May 8th a day to remember. We suggested flag football as well as food trucks.
Next up, we have our spring fling held on April 24th. We are very excited to see everyone show up and show out on April 24th. Weldon Middle will be holding a spring fling on April 24th. The theme is Night in the Stars. We would love to see you there to support. There will be music, food, and time to leave.
April 30th, birthday celebrations. Birthday celebrations will be held on April 30th. Our teachers and principals love to acknowledge us. We are excited to see you celebrate.
Next up, we have the athletic banquet. Athletes will be recognized on May 5th.
On May what? What time? Excuse me, sorry.
You know what time?
No, we don't have that yet.
Do you have a time for the spring fling?
6 to 9.
6. Okay, thank you.
May 6th, birthday celebration. Students will be recognized on May 6th for their birthday.
Next, we will go to the Weldon High School's upcoming events. Weldon High School's upcoming events are Thurgood Marshall College Fund presentation, which is April 14th.
Moorhead Mobile Planet Tour, April 15th.
Trillium Mobile Vape Classroom will be April 15th.
Weldon High School and Arvik Prom 2026, April 23rd.
Senior trip would be April 30th to May 1st.
Athletic banquet, May 5th.
And of course, testing, May 18th to 22nd. Thank you.
So thank you, Angel and Aiden. Angel and Aiden are part of the Superintendent's Student Council, and they have done a very good job tonight. We're trying to start something new with them next month. At least 4 of them will come back and make presentations for all of the schools. Cameron is also a participant in that particular entity. So I just have a few other things I would like to add. At this time, we did have our pre-K transition night, and I thought that went very well. Good job with planning. We do have indicator 12 I'd like to announce, which was a requirement of some things that we needed to fulfill on our end with our EC program, and I'm proud to say that we've received a letter back that the corrections that needed to be made have been made, so we are clear on that part. Some of our superintendent student council students and I went out to Don Juan and had dinner a couple of weeks ago before spring break. So we had a good time doing so. We have been talking some about the consolidation of the middle school and the high school. And as a result, we have sent out or posted a flyer on our Facebook page as well as our district page announcing just that information. We will have a town hall style meeting on Thursday, May 7th, beginning at 5:30 and ending at 7 o'clock. And the purpose is to give parents and community members an opportunity to receive information regarding the consolidation, ask questions that you may have, and anything else. The meeting will be held in the School Media Center at the existing middle high school. Additionally, we are preparing to work on a name for the 612 school, and I thought it would be cool and fun at the same time to have the students involved in making sure that the name is what they would like for it to reflect. So we're hopeful that by the end of this month, we will have a name for the school, and we will release it as soon as we have it. Arvik does have 9 students who have been invited to be inducted into the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society at Halifax Community College. Those students that were invited are students who have at least a 3.5 GPA or higher, have completed at least 12 credit hours of coursework leading to an associate's degree, and have been enrolled at Halifax Community College for the spring 2026 semester. Yes, ma'am.
Did you say a day or a time
For which one?
for the Phi Theta Kappa?
No.
Okay.
They've been invited yet, so we haven't
You haven't got it.
received an
Can
actual.
you send it to us when I be
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Those are all of the small things that I have to present. We are coming really close to the end of the school year. So we are going to kick in second gear, which we've already done to a degree. And I just encourage parents and the community to rally behind us, encourage your children, read with them, do math facts with them, all of those nice, good things, so that we can reach the last leg in this race that we're running, and Weldon City Schools will be successful. So what I would like to take a minute to do at this time is to switch gears just for a minute. And I'd like to present Weldon City Schools reorganization plan for the 2026-27 school year. And board members, here is the statements that you can pass. Jason, I have a copy for you. Y'all have any? Yes. Okay. So if you will, just look in your packets with me for a few minutes. In your packet, you do have a copy of the Weldon City Schools reorganization plan. And what I will do is just go through and hit these areas quickly, and then if you have questions, I will be more than happy to try and answer those questions for you. The reorganization plan starts with the central office and positions at that level, and how we would like to possibly reorganize moving forward to begin the new school year for 2026-27, beginning with the Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction. That position is currently vacant and has been for the last year. However, once we have approval, that position will be posted. And in addition to it being the Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, there will be a proposed change to the title of that position. That position will become the Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, as well as federal programs. That will hit some different duties. The federal programs piece will be a part of the Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction. That person will still have supervisory duties for different individuals at the central office. Instructional coaches, just different entities will also be up under that particular title. Secondly, we're proposing that the Director of Human Resources, that position change, that the title change, that it would become Executive Director of Human Resources. And as the Executive Director of Human Resources, that position would pick up a supervisory role for the Coordinator of Operations, as well as the Director of Child Nutrition. That person would also supervise the BT coordinator along with other duties as assigned. Thirdly, the finance officer position would remain the same. CTE and testing and accountability would remain the same. The district coordinator of instructional services, this proposed reorganization would change that title to Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and also that person would take on the math instructional support coach position for grades 6 through 12 and be housed at the district office. That person would also serve as the lead role person for our English language learners, Charger Academy, and other duties as assigned. Our Director of Federal Programs and Student Services, that the existing position, the way we know it now, I am proposing that we change it, eliminate that position, no longer fill that position, but the new position title would become Student Services and Communications Coordinator. Additionally, the Director of Exceptional Children, there would be no change to that title or that position. Our Director of Technology, the proposal is that existing position would be eliminated and a new position created. The new position title would become Director of Digital Teaching and Learning, with duties associated with more hands-on in the classroom duties for that particular person, as well as maintaining technology support throughout the district, as well as other duties assigned. Our Director of Operations, that existing position would be eliminated and a new position would be created. The new position title would become Coordinator of Operations and would report to HR, with duties assigned from buildings and grounds workers, transportation, maintenance, things of that nature. Our Pre-K Coordinator, PIO Officer, and Parent Engagement, that existing position would be eliminated and would not be filled. As a result, the Pre-K program would be housed with the Director of EC in the EC department. Parent Engagement would be included in the job description of the Executive Program Director for Curriculum and Instruction and Federal Programs, as well as Student Services. Additionally, there would be, the proposal is to have an instructional coach. Our BT coordinator would also serve as an instructional coach for grades 6-8, and our current instructional coach who also shares AIG responsibilities, would be the ELA instructional coach for grades 9 through 12, with a heavy emphasis on being in the classroom, providing hands-on support for our teachers. That is all for that particular piece. Do you all have any questions for that piece? That would consist of central office level staff.
Question, Dr. Brown. So, and I see where you have, I just lost, I should have marked it as we were going through it. So, Director of Human Resource, well, I'm gonna say what you're proposing and then ask questions on that. So the Executive Director, Human Resources, you're saying they will manage buildings, maintenance, and grounds, but then you would have a supervisor who actually was the hands-on person who actually provided support and worked along with the maintenance staff, right?
That was the coordinator of operations. Would be.
Right, okay. All right.
Any other questions? I get a motion?
Yeah. So none of these, it's only one that goes into, and first of all, I like the way the setup, where we can plainly read, what goes with what. So the licensure piece, will it be set up where you will still, like a teacher license, it'll be set up where you have that amount of time to get, if you looked at someone who did not? Would they be,
are we talking about a specific position?
Now I'm looking at technology, the Director of Digital Teaching and Learning. It says it would be a licensed position.
Correct.
So is that handled just like with the teacher license, you have 3 years to get, or is that how?
I think that's a fair question for Ms. Fletcher.
Okay.
I would think so.
Okay.
But I would think in an interview process that you would, of course, look at who your candidates are.
Right.
If you have someone who's already licensed
Right.
in that position, then that probably would be a preference over someone who's not licensed.
Right. So I'm thinking about if you had someone with media who already had, if you had someone, just say media, and they have, because we know media, technology, all of that goes in play. And you didn't have someone who was already licensed. Is that the case? And not just with anything, because you don't have anything else that would require a license other than, I'm going to assume that Director of Curriculum and Instruction was already
correct. All of
certified
the
in that area.
positions are licensed positions.
Right.
All of our director positions,
Right.
with the exception of
The coordinator would not be.
and the way technology is now is not a licensed position, but Director of Digital Teaching and Learning would be. So at that,
It's classified.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So at that point, all positions would be certified positions.
Okay. And so the other, Ms. Fletcher answers that. The PIO, I thought I saw communications somewhere else.
You did. It's
Where
with
did I see
student
that?
services. And I may have skipped over that now that you say it.
No, I'm just wondering, because are they supervising it?
Yes.
I thought you said something, that's why I thought I heard it at, but they're actually just supervising. The executive would be just supervising, but this person who's doing the pre-K and all of that will actually be kind of like spokesperson. Or no, or are they doing it together?
Yes, so student services, the coordinator of student services would also be your communications person, if that's what you're asking. And that person would be supervised by the executive director of curriculum and instruction. The PIO piece, well, which would be communications, but the pre-K piece would go back to EC.
Which would have the EC license anyway.
Yes. and pre-K license. Because there's a degree of licensure that they have to have for that as well.
Okay,
And then the parent involvement piece would be housed with student services and
well, that makes sense.
federal
The student
programs.
services.
Any other questions?
So is that the case?
So when we have someone with a digital teacher learning, we would look at, if all applicants are not licensed, then we would look at the licensure pathway to ensure that there is a pathway for licensure with whomever is, selected.
Just like with the teacher,
Yes,
who would have to have one.
so they would have to be able to get a license.
Gotcha.
Any other questions? Ms. Bird Box, any more questions?
Oh, no.
Anybody else on that piece? All of those positions would be posted if approved, and go through the application process and the interview process.
Okay.
So in addition to that, I'd also like to mention the 612 school. So it is part of the reorganization. The proposal would be to have one principal, one dean of students, one assistant principal, and 2 counselors. Why 2 counselors, some might say, because it will be a huge undertaking for them in the beginning.
And that's, yeah, 2 different levels,
Yes,
college stuff.
that's true.
Right.
Any questions? I'll ask for approval for the reorganization plan if you don't have any other questions.
I make a motion to approve the reorganization plan.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and second to approve the reorganization plan. Any questions?
Yes. The last one. It says you'll have 1 cafeteria manager and 3 cafeteria workers.
Correct.
So that means one person would, because we currently have 2, right? 1 middle, 1 high. So that means it will lose, 1 person will be
So we probably won't lose anyone, but we'll lose it from a position.
a position.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Because they have, like you said, two managers now and 2 workers.
Okay. So instead of 4 people, it'll be 3.
Because now they're working, they have a middle school staff and they have a high school staff.
Okay.
That would cause it to be 1 staff.
Would that impact hours for people? Would that, like, if, just say if there's a 5-hour person, is a possibility that person would, those people would go to 6 or 7 because right now they're working, like the middle school people is preparing for middle school, high school people preparing for high school, but if they're all together, will the hours possibly be increased because they would be just all serving?
It's possible. It's possible. I don't anticipate it being a large increase though, if at all.
Okay.
I think that she could probably stagger the staff some so that it wouldn't have to.
Okay.
Dr. Green, can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
Are you planning on posting all of the positions or going through a mixture of posting and transfers? Or did you state earlier that you were going to post all? Just wanted to clarify that point.
Okay, that's a good clarifying. A mixture of transfers and posting. That's all right.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries, and the reorganization plan has been approved.
Thank you all. The next item I have is Mr. Bernard Hall, who I will ask to give us new construction updates.
Only good news, Mr. Hall, only good news.
Hey,
All
good
right,
evening.
thank you, good evening.
You ready? Okay. Good evening, board members, Dr. Boone. Update for April. Again, focused on the countdown to occupancy, which we started at the beginning of the year. If you've driven by the new campus, you can see, and you can see what you can see from the outside, but I'm gonna just hit some of the highlights of some of the things you may not be able to see. Just in terms of the schedule, it's kind of a mixed bag. It's not bad news. It's not great news. So the contractor Clancy and Phase has been hesitant to really commit to an earlier completion date. But what they're doing is they're verbally sending the message that they're fairly confident they can pull it back into late July. And I can fully understand their hesitance. They don't want to commit to something that they are not feeling very confident about delivering. But the conversation is we feel like we're going to be pulling it back to late July, although the official substantial completion date now stands at August 18th. And that is 124 days from today. So just a snapshot, and these are just some notables. They're planning to start up mechanical systems probably the middle of next month. Most of the equipment is in place. It's a matter of the startup process for that equipment is somewhat involved, but that's ongoing right now. Once those systems are started and the building is conditioned, that's when they'll be able to do, especially the finished flooring, the floor systems that go into the gym and the black box. You have to have a space where you are controlling the temperature and humidity before you can install some of that material. So that is scheduled to happen hopefully like the latter part of May. We're continuing to monitor the budget. We're getting close to using the funds that are available, but so far we've been able to figure out a way to afford pretty much everything that's been identified as a need. I think I mentioned before, we were able to add some things to the scope, namely the nighttime lights for the baseball and softball fields. The football field, of course, already had lights, but we're able to bring in the baseball and softball. The timing of that is a little bit awkward simply because we had to wait to a certain point in the project to see if the funding was sufficient to pay for it. So we finally crossed that hurdle. So what that means is those lights on the baseball and softball fields may come a little bit later because again, we had to wait and see if we could afford it. In the existing gym, I think you'll be pleased with some of the improvements that we worked with staff to outline some of the improvements. New bleachers, the floor will be completely refinished, new lighting, a few miscellaneous other things in the existing gym. So in that current gym, it will get a pretty good refresh and upfit. We have done coordinate a while back. I think actually last summer, you as a board approved what they call the FF&E package, furniture, fixtures, and equipment. So that purchase was committed last summer, and we've been in contact with the vendor, and we currently have delivery for the furniture package scheduled for the last week of July. So in addition to substantial completion, there's also an opportunity to bring in what's called a stocking permit. That is, the building inspectors will allow you to put in different materials, furniture being one, before you actually fully occupy the space. So last week in July is what we're looking at for furniture delivery. On your board agenda tonight, you have an item for IT equipment and AV equipment. So that's everything in your data closets. Those are the interactive panels that are going in classrooms and other spaces, such as the one to the right. So those are items that are typically purchased by the owner, by the school system. We've gone through the process of identifying what those products are, where they're located. We're able to use state contracts to make those purchases. So With your approval on that tonight, we are tentatively looking at installation on those things around the first week of July. Interior painting is ongoing. Site lighting is pretty much complete at the site. They're putting in plantings, even with the drought that we're currently in. They're putting in plantings, and if you drive by, you'll see the bags that they have. And those bags are full of water, which is an absolute necessity with the lack of rain that we have right now. The track surfacing material, I was there yesterday. They were installing that. And ceiling grid installation is near completion. All that has to be done is drop in the actual ceiling tile, such as is in here. And you'll also see that the permanent fencing, that installation is ongoing. So that's not an inclusive list, but those are some of the highlights. Any questions for me?
Retention bonds. So what are they going to kind of look like once it's all said and done?
I would have to pull up the plans to give you an exact answer. Some of those are temporary during construction. Some will remain.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head which ones are which.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, not every pond that you see there now will be there at completion.
Okay.
Some of them will, some of them won't.
Okay. So they're just backed up or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Any other questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Hall.
All right, so we're moving right along. All right, board chair report, and I would like to say good afternoon again. I want to take a moment to encourage everyone tonight. What we're doing is not always easy, but it matters. What we do really makes a difference for our students and for our future and their future. To our staff, I just want to say thank you. I know it takes a lot day in and day out, and it does not go unnoticed. We appreciate you more than we probably say it at times. To our community, those that are listening, we want to thank you for your support and for standing with us. We can't do this work without you. As we all know, the school year is coming to a close faster than it seems. I just want to encourage everyone to stay the course so we can finish strong. We may not always agree on everything, and we'll face challenges, but if we keep our focus on what's best for our kids and continue to support each other, we'll be all right. I appreciate each of you and the role you play in making our schools better. Now I will recognize anyone that's having a birthday in April, anniversaries. No one? Well, we had our superintendent who celebrated her birthday on April 1st. So at this time, let's give her a round of applause. Yes, as you can see, she has a little bag beside her down here to celebrate, commemorate her birthday. So she is, how old, 25?
22.
22 years young. Anyone else? Okay, if not, at this time, we're gonna go and turn it over to our financial report, Ms. Kathy Kidd.
Ms. Tiffany Hill, Board Chair, Board members, Dr. Boone, everyone else in attendance, good evening.
Good evening.
I am here to present the April's financial report and budget amendments. And this time I did try to increase the font so you could be able to read it. And and this report is based on our figures and our expenditures as of last Friday. And as you can see, the first block is Fund 1, which are state funds. And you'll see the beginning budget balance. And you'll see the respective PRCs for each program. And then at the bottom, on the totals, you will see the balance of all of our state funds. And if you go over, you see budget adjustments. That's anything. If we made adjustments, if we received additional monies and stuff like that throughout the month. And you see our current budget balance. And then the year-to-date revenues, those are the revenues we have received for each PRC. And under the next column, you see POs and encumbrances. Those are currently POs that are out there that we put out, a lot of them at the beginning of the year for expected expenditures. And some of those may be closed out, but you see right now, we have $213,157.42 for our state. You see our remaining balance, and you see the percentage spent. And that means we're at 70% of spending our state funds. And we will, most of those have to be expended by June 30th, and they will be. The next column, or the next section is Fund 2. That's our local funds. And you see the same
So,
columns.
Ms. Kidd, so
Yes, sir.
that remaining 30%, that's already been allocated, I mean, we've already named where that money is gonna go, or do we?
Yes, all of these that you see have been allocated to specific budgets.
Okay.
And you see Fund 2, the number 3, that's our federal funds. On the second page, Fund 4, that's capital outlay. And Fund 8, that's our special local funds, our grants. And I did receive an email this afternoon that we will be getting additional funds next week. So the state, they usually like to hold a lot of funds and unallocated funds, so several of our federal PRCs will be getting additional funds. They didn't give me the dollar amount, but it will come out next week. Any questions?
Do you know what that's for? What is for that extra money?
It's the money they hold all year long, and at the end of the year, they don't spend it, so they give it to us. It's unallocated funds.
Okay.
Like I said. Okay. It was a newsletter.
So, Mr. Davis, you just asked a question, and you were asking, so are you asking, like, what's remaining, like, for Fund 1? There's roughly a little less than 30% left to spend. Are you asking, is it 30% or that 29 point whatever percent, has it already been allocated to spend or earmarked to spend on something?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So each area on all budgets, we already have a plan for to spend it all down, for
Yes,
everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Any questions?
Except for what we haven't received yet, but we expect.
We have a plan for that as well, yes.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right, so that money's already spent, that's what you tell
Oh,
us?
yes.
Okay.
Just waiting for it to drop.
Okay.
Any more questions on the budget?
So you have amendments also?
Yes, I would like to present budget amendment number 3 for our local fund 8. And those funds are for our technology fees that we charge to students that we have received. And I've received those checks from the individual schools.
You said you have received those?
Yes, it's on the budget amendment.
Oh.
Can't put it into you, approve it.
Okay.
Yes, the schools just submitted those checks. And that will go into our IT budget and Fund 8 for the repairs of those computers for the students.
So that's $4,900.
Yes, that's what we have received so far. And that's from those student fees you all approved for each student to pay.
Is that good? 4,900 is good?
That's right.
Okay.
School technology plan, all right.
It's not on this sheet yet.
I know, because we got to approve it first,
yes.
yeah. I'm just putting it up there as a note. Okay, can I get a, motion to approve the amendment, for amendment number 3?
I'm make a motion to approve the amendments for the budget.
Second.
Okay, it's been motion to approve amendment number 3 and seconded. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gay.
Thank you. Next. All right. The next item is curriculum and instruction. Dr. Tammy Green.
I believe you have some information in assembly or in your packet. Does anyone have any questions?
Before we need to start going, do we need to, well, I guess we do need to schedule it with you since you're CTE, so Ms. Tiller and I'll get with you.
Curriculum.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. That'd be good. Just send me a grateful day.
Okay. In here.
Okay. Okay, so, and the assembly, Mrs. Bullock has her, the EC numbers are listed here. The total number of EC students, and then she has it broken down. Well, the total number of students, and then has it broken down what their area is. So if you're not able to see that, she has autism 15, deafness is 1, developmental delay, DD, is 4, ED, which is emotional disability, is 3, ID, am I going too fast? Intellectual disabilities, mild, that's 23. Intellectual disabilities moderate is 8 students. Intellectual disabilities severe, we have 1. OH, other health impairment, we have 16. Specific learning disability is 24, and speech language impairment is 23. Did you say you had 1 deaf child? Yes, ma'am. Yes. So then CTE. So the only thing is just Excel. Yes. Okay. The programs and student services. Let's see, so we want you to verify. Yes, ma'am. All right, let's go to ball. Okay, now, okay. All right, nurses contract. It's FYI. The nurses contract, does this have to be modified anymore? Because this is the last one that I received, but then I received a late email after we signed this one, so we might need to pull this.
There were 2 minor things that I noted. We still had the name STEM instead of Weldon High School, which that's very minor. And it listed that one of our goals would be to obtain 2 nurses, which we have had 2 nurses full-time since last year, the last semester of last school year. So they just need to change it to maintain 2 nurses instead of obtain 2 nurses. So that was page 8. So I think it was page 5 for the STEM name change, and changing from the goal from obtain to maintain. Everything else was.
Do you know, when do we anticipate the wording change?
This change, I forgot.
Okay. So this was really for informational purposes, to make you all aware. This is the contract for school nursing services, of course, between Halifax County and Weldon City Schools. And it just spells out, the department agrees to do certain things, and then the subcontractor agrees to do certain things. And it has to be signed by the health director, signed by myself, by Halifax County Finance Director, by our Weldon City Schools Finance Officer, and then the county manager and the county attorney. So that's why.
Is it, I know that so this contract that you're talking about, is it possible for us to, of course, 'cause our students need some, that assistance, but is it possible for us to try to still hire our own nurse, our own school nurse, even though I know it has been, in the past, it's been hard to get somebody? But can we still advertise to get our own nurse, but then do this contract? Can it, I guess my question is, can a contract be broken? So if you advertise, you're able to get a nurse to start in August, will we still have to adhere to that? Or can it be broken because we've hired our own, we've found our own?
I think if we sign it, Ms. Britt Clark can speak to it. I guess if we don't sign it,
It's binding, it's a
but
contract.
then,
Good evening.
yeah, that's why.
The $100,000 that the grant covers is given to the health department from the state. The $100,000 does not cover the salary of the two nurses that we have. It basically offsets. So if you have $100,000 to hire two nurses, and that grant has lasted from the state for maybe 5 or 6 years, and they have not increased the salary, although the minimum salary for nurses required to have registered nurses, BSNs, is far more with their benefits and everything included. So they only give you 100 and to take care of their trainings that they have to go do. So the contract is basically so that we assure the health department that we will honor what the health department has to honor for the state. So we're basically some flow-through funding for that $100,000, which we have honored that.
And if we don't have the grant funding, then we have to figure out how to pay
How
it
we gonna pay it?
from our existing funds.
Who hires the nurses? So it's just a funding agreement.
Yes.
That's all it is. And then we hire the nurses.
We hire them.
Yeah, so they're your employees. Right. Right.
Gotcha.
Right, so it's not like they're not health department employees who are under contract and then assigned to the school
Right.
district.
See, I was thinking it was
Flow
health
through
department.
funding.
Okay,
Okay.
I got it. Thank you. So,
All right. Thank you so much. Any questions? Any other questions? Dr. Gunn? If not, we're gonna move on to operations. Mr. Hunter. You have anything? You have anything?
No.
All right.
Mr. Hall.
Okay. Next one is the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda? And first, I want to pause before there is a motion made, to our attorney would like to speak on 8C, which is spring policies, first reading.
Yes, that's right. Let me find my notes on this. So board members, these are the NCSBA spring updates. Every fall, every spring, and sometimes in between. The NCSBA manages your policy manual, sets out regular updates. There is one in this group for the board agenda. Again, I apologize while I catch up to my notes here, where the NCSBA has added language describing in a little more detail the process for individual board member to get an item added to the board's agenda. So the current language in their model policy that you have is just a little unclear as to how that happens and what happens. The new language cleans it up a little bit and states that a board member may have an item placed on the agenda of a regular or special meeting of the board by submitting the item in writing to the superintendent's office no later than 5 p.m. 6 working days prior to the meeting. And that's followed by another new sentence that in the draft that the NCSBA sent over actually has a typo in it. It says that an agenda item requested less than 7 working days prior to the meeting will be included only if the inclusion of the item will not unduly prolong the meeting and there is an adequate time available to prepare any necessary materials or the chairperson and superintendent determine the item is of an urgent nature. So that first sentence gives a 6-day deadline, essentially 6 days in advance. The second establishes a 7-day deadline. So those need to be aligned. It's at your discretion whether it's 6 or 7, or you could choose a different number too, but they just need to be the same. So that's one point for anyone to make a motion on, or you can discuss which makes the most sense. Your current policy establishes a 7-day rule. It's just 7 days, whereas the NCSBA language clarifies working days. So, excluding weekends, holidays, that sort of thing. The other, NCSBA has also highlighted some existing language in your existing policy that's not part of the model policy, but that's just been a historical part of Weldon's policies for a while that they've asked for the board to review and consider whether it's still current or correct. The third paragraph requires the superintendent to mail the proposed agenda and relevant attachments to board members. And I had a question, and NCSBA has a question as to whether that's the actual practice, mailing physical copies of everything to everyone's house versus emailing, posting on Assembly, or making copies available at the office for pickup. The fifth paragraph actually in your policy establishes the order of business. So it actually in policy says what your agenda is. That existing language is not consistent with practice. It appears to be outdated. It's also not required. Like the model policy doesn't establish agenda items, the order of the agenda, where you put closed session versus public comment versus action items or anything. It just leaves it to the superintendent and the chair's discretion. So there are a couple things you could do. You could pull this one from consent so you can consider it further at another meeting. I'd be happy to work with Dr. Boone on some recommended provisions so you can kind of see what it might look like, the 2 time periods aligned, 6 versus 7. Kids love the 6-7 thing, that's all the rage. So that always stands out when I say it. So with that, and can also get together on whether or not to keep that historical language or update it or just remove it, because you don't really need in your policy language that dictates the method of providing you the materials, like snail mail versus email versus Assembly. Some board members might prefer that it's just online. Some might want hard copies. You don't need to be bound in your policy to one particular method of delivery. And then the same for the agenda. I mean, my recommendation would be not to have your policies dictate your board meeting agenda and the order. That way it can be something that's posted if a member at the meeting wants to move things around like you already do now. You have motions to amend or to reorder or to remove things. But it is the pleasure of the board. You could pull that policy 2330 from the consent agenda, and then just direct me to work with staff and bring it back separately at a future meeting, but otherwise approve the rest of them on the first read.
So
What is your desire?
I'm good with pulling it.
Yeah, I think we should pull it. All right, all those.
Is there a motion to
Make a motion
remove 2330? Just combine them, but to otherwise approve the remaining policies on first reading.
Okay, make a motion to remove consent item 2330 from the consent agenda and approve the other item.
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and properly second to remove policy 2330 from the policies first reading. And it's been seconded. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. So we're pulling 2330. And I get a motion to approve the consent agenda with,
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the necessary changes.
just, yeah. Okay,
That'll
all
do.
right.
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's been a motion from the second to approve the consent agenda with the changes that we've made. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries, and the consent agenda has been changed. Anybody have anything they want to discuss at this moment? Okay, all right. I do have one thing. On April 21st, this should already be on everybody's calendar. We talked about that last week, with the exception of Ms. Jenkins. But April 21st, we will be meeting at the central office at 4 o'clock for a special call meeting. 4 o'clock, April 21st.
At 4 o'clock p.m.
It should already be on your calendar.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
4 o'clock will be a meeting. So come prepared for a short meeting on that day. All right, other than that, all hearts and minds clear? All right, can I get a motion to, well, we don't have anything to approve. Any other comments? If not, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, it's a motion and probably second to adjourn at 7:59 PM. Are there any questions? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries, and we are now adjourned at 7:59.